Ladies and gentlemen, what is up? I'm actually going to move this over slightly. All right. What's going on, guys? Guys, what's going on in the news? I haven't seen it recently. Still can't believe how quickly things have flipped. Putin and Netanyahu. What about it, man? Dude, I saw a comment, someone talking about Republican Twitter. Yeah, what a cesspool, man. It's sad to see. Sad to see it happen like this. I mean, this is, it's people got to just understand it's just the polling. It's just the cycle. Do I listen to Alex Jones? I do not. I really don't have the time to listen to Alex. Yeah, what a set that is, huh? That's an amazing set. I don't know if I can complete that set, man. That's crazy. The map is beautiful. Yeah, this would be a not an absolute best case scenario, but basically a best case outside of maybe Minnesota. Pretty much every other state I see her winning still. New Hampshire maybe. Shapiro in trouble. I know they're coming out with hit pieces against him. I knew that was going to be their pick. Oh no, not Netanyahu. Yeah. I've been freaking myself out thinking about Kamala winning. Please tell me everything is going to be okay. Well, dude, listen. If you go on Twitter, everyone's going to say the same exact thing. They're all worried. We got spoiled with Biden and how bad his polling numbers were and them cutting the funding and everything like that. I think it's going to be fine, man. I mean, look at what Trump was down in 2020. People thought he was still going to win. These are crazy numbers compared. What's up, D-Pool, man? These are crazy numbers compared. Trump taking on Polymarket. I think it's a little bit of an overreaction. I wouldn't worry too much about it. A bandage is how you handle a gunshot to the ear. We're not going to do that, man. We're not going to do that. Come on. You're a UT fan. University of Texas or Tennessee? Which one? How low is Trump on Polymarket? 55% maybe? Talent agent here received a brief from the DNC looking for white, black, male creators to attend. Really? You're a talent agent and they sent that to you or something? Yeah, dude, they're trying to get as many influencers. They're paying all the influencers. It is what it is. Does Obama approve of Shapiro? I mean, I don't know if it matters that much. Do you think it's a lock? Trump takes at least one Rust Belt. Well, it's hard to call it a lock because they're going to be all so close. I mean, listen. If you compare the 2020 Rust Belt polls to where we are right now in 2024, Trump's numbers are infinitely better. So it's very close to a lock. Trump's at least going to get one. Just got back from Atlanta from vacation in downtown area. People actually like Trump. Well, I mean, I understand, but that's anecdotal. Freedom Tower, what's up, man? It's good to see you here. Are you worried about post DNC boost that will make her win? Well, we would hope. Listen, I think it's going to be neutered. I think she's already gotten the big boost. Are you reading off Wikipedia? I do remember that. What a hit piece that was. I think it'll be fine too, but the Dems will just run under their basement campaign. Well, how do they run a basement campaign without COVID though? Yeah, Predicted had it very close like 6 days ago, so it doesn't surprise me they have it switched. Are these the current polls? No, this is just like almost a best case scenario for Trump. I mean, if you wanted to go by current polls, you would have to probably give Harris Minnesota. I mean, but it's just two polls out of Michigan. That the one poll was really positive, but maybe this is more realistic. You would also probably do this for Harris as well. Maybe that ends up being more realistic. Trump's still at 300. But, you know, I think that could be a realistic result, honestly. With Trump still at 300. They put out a story that Kamala nearly got blown up. That's got to be a troll. Isn't Virginia a stretch? Yeah, that was just the best case scenario I had. We were gonna lose. Come on, man. It's you gotta calm down. We're barely into August. Let's calm down. You can't listen. They just replace her. They just replace her, and then suddenly she's this superhero. Let's give it some time. It's not like this was like a great like, oh, she's this great VP, and they're just trying to get this old bastard Biden out. No, they really didn't want to. They didn't want to get him out. Texans versus Bears. I don't know. What is that? The Hall of Fame game? I'm not going to watch that, man. Minnesota and Illinois need to catch up with the rest of the Midwest. I don't think that's going to happen, man. I think maybe Minnesota. There's no way Illinois. The Discord link, again, I'll drop it in a little bit, man. I got to remember just to pin that, I guess, at the beginning. Oh, that's my bad, actually, for not doing that. I had it on. Some of your guys' messages probably weren't showing up, or maybe they were. I don't know. When I don't, normally I change that all the time. President of the United States and Prime Minister of Canada. That makes complete sense. Make a video about the new kickoff rule. I think that's a dumb rule, but they have to do it because it's a constant thing with safety with them. Does Kamala actually have the power to ban gas cars? No, they can't do anything like that. That would be like a 2045 thing. It's way too early for something like that. What they would do is they would put some type of limits or incentives on maybe states selling cars, electric cars, or it would be liberal states. I don't know. But they're not going to, it's way too early for anything like that. Can you say hi? What's up, man? I know it's off topic, but Delaware is literally a red state. Literally everyone in Delaware is a red. All the people that, oh yeah, I know. That's how most states are, dude. The entire state outside of the really crazy, densely populated big city is red. That's a lot of states. She hasn't faced any questions. I know that's another thing they're talking about. There's zero questions. The plea deal was wild. I know. What was that, man? I had seen someone say, well, dude, I did a video on it. The video is getting checked right now. It's getting put through ads, or it's getting put through like monetization process, because I talked about 9/11, so they have to check it. But I don't know. Did they not have enough stuff to get him with the death penalty? It's very strange. I've been an Xbox person pretty much my whole life. PA is blue. Her VP will be Shapiro. Yeah, I know. I mean, I think Republicans are going to punch back against Shapiro. I don't know if it's going to be enough. I said for her to pick Shapiro. That was a smart strategical move. It is going to be Shapiro for sure. I mean, it's at like an 80% chance right now. I have not checked the betting markets. I heard Trump was getting crushed here recent. Well, I mean, he's still up by 10. Certainly it's changed, but if he's still able to at least be tied or up, I think it's not a big deal. Look at, well, I thought Bashir already dropped out of the running. Bashir did drop out of the running. Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin will vote red in the next few elections. Well, it's hard to be extremely confident on that. Thank you for the answer. Yes. I am recovering from a surgery and check every hour to see if you did my suggestions. Well, dude, I got a 9/11 video coming out for you. I got a 9/11 video coming. It just has to run through some checks. Xbox 360 live I know. Rest in peace to a legend. No, I know Cooper was one of them, but Bashir was another. He said he was done. He retracted his name. They're all falling in line for Shapiro. Which VP should we want Harris to pick? Well, there were a few no-name VPs that I don't even think are listed anymore. You want him to pick a no-name mainly. No, they're not even listed. Preferably Buttigieg, but I don't think that's good. Yeah, out of these four, Buttigieg or Walz, but he's already also, I think, said he's not going to do it. Check the last Georgia polls. I don't think there's any recent Georgia polls, man. How is Biden capable of being president when he dropped out? Yeah, it makes no sense. So I guess what Biden was admitting is that he can't win and he wants a candidate that can win, but he still wants to serve the rest of his term. Like, oh, I'm still in good health, but I know I can't win, and I looked at the polls and Kamala can win, so we have to go with her. It's all total bullshit. People will forget about the hype in a couple months. Yeah, no, listen, we didn't think that Trump was going to be up by 10 points like he was over Biden, and it was getting crazy with New Mexico and New Jersey. But let's let it settle down, and then Trump maintains a solid lead going into the election. That's all that we want. Even if it's tied, it's still fine. The Intuit Dome, I mean, it's brand new, so we got to see more of it. Do you think the accuracy of Polymarket? Well, it doesn't have to anything to do with trust. It's based on betting, who people put money on, and then that's what drives the market. That's what drives the odds on all these people. It's who they do tend to bake odds into it. But right now, you're not going to sit there and say, oh my God, Trump's losing Michigan because Polymarket says it on August 1st. That's meaningless. Oh, Kamala's got like a 55% chance. In right now, it's meaningless. Even on election night, that's meaningless. 55 to 45 is a toss-up completely. Mark Kelly looking for 2028. Yeah, they're going to have a crowded field then if Mark Kelly now becomes a serious person. I thought he was not going to run for president. That's why they wanted him in there for VP, but apparently not. 9/11 still gets to me. Yeah, 9/11 is crazy, man. Think Mizzou can make the playoffs. They do have a very easy schedule for the SEC. So even if they go 9-3, they probably will make it, I would guess, unless they just ended up not beating anyone good. Kamala was comparing ICE to the KKK. Yeah, she's very far left, man. Like the idea that we would elect Kamala when we've got a literal border crisis and she's the furthest left, I think, president we could pretty much ever elect. That's just the dumbest thing ever. Do you see that Mark Cuban and the VCs of America has vowed to back Kamala? Yeah, I mean, Cuban's a liberal. It's been for a while like that. He's been pretty liberal. He's been out about it. Harris supporters have torpedoed her I don't know about that. I don't think it's that deep. Do you use Kraken? Yeah, I use Kraken to onboard all my money. I think Kraken's the best. I've had issues with Coinbase personally. When will you make more Lego videos? I mean, I did make one today. I don't know. I mean, it depends, I guess. Depending on if I do the sets and stuff when I do them. The votes she loses with Shapiro aren't enough for her to second guess it. Yeah, I think you think she's gonna lose votes with I don't know. I think Shapiro's probably gonna help her a little bit. If Trump loses to, that's a good question, man. I like your style. So actually, this might be the best case. This might be the easiest pass for Trump. Trump's at 281 here. He does have to take Wisconsin. Well, listen. Let's have him losing Wisconsin as well. And so that's actually probably the easiest way. He can lose all of the Rust Belt. But the issue, and also Virginia and Michigan and Minnesota. So maybe this is, well, no, you would think Trump would at least win one Rust Belt state, but I'm just saying in general, this is probably the easiest path. It's very important he holds on to Georgia and North Carolina. Arizona and Nevada are also very important, but really, you could lose both of these if you win Pennsylvania and you'll be fine, but it's just tough. Build the sets. I'm going to at some point probably. Walz definitely wanted to be VP. Yeah, he probably said he's not going to be. McChillin Daily, what's up? I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, I guess Maine could go to Harris. I mean, that was a Trump best case scenario. You're right. You think best case he wins with 312, worst case 274. Yeah, remember we were all predicting Trump at 312 and back in 3 months ago or 2 months ago against Biden. That was the standard thought. But that might be the best. Yeah, I know. Maine's probably going to Harris. I didn't even see it up there. Yeah, you're right. The one district is red. Um, Second district. Nebraska second is probably going blue. Well, it's hard to predict that. It'll be a lot closer than you think. I mean, people already think it's going to be close. Which college football has the hardest schedule? Which college football team, you mean? I think it's widely reported that Florida has the hardest schedule. Yeah, Trump win. You're right. Trump does win if it's at 269. This is worst case scenario. I mean, this is kind of realistic, but guys, everyone says, "Oh, we could get a tie." I mean, I guess this would probably be the most realistic tie. Or, I mean, you could maybe change like Nevada and Arizona and then give because that equals 17. Yeah, you could do. You could change a few things, but odds Pirates win the World Series like 2%. JD sounds desperate in Twitter funding ad. Come on, man. There's no denial, man. I mean, there's 3 months until the election, and Trump's got a 60% chance to win, or a 56.
Which college football has the hardest schedule this season?
Well, that's really delayed. Now it almost looks like the map on Polymarket. Am I going to make a Kamala easiest path to victory? Yeah, this would honestly, well, she would probably, her easiest path would probably include Georgia. If she takes back Georgia, she can lose one of the Rust Belts. Florida Gators have a very tough schedule. I need to get my estrogen booster, man. Kamala's going to give it to me. Kamala, bring in the estrogen. I want to become a blonde woman. Pirates will have to shut down skiing. No, man, they better not shut him down. That's ridiculous. Dude, I swear, they shut pitchers down, and now they still get injured. I mean, look at Strasburg. Strasburg, they shut him down for the playoffs his rookie year, and the dude couldn't even last 6 years. In terms of numbers, doesn't Cali have a lot of Trump voters? Well, Cali's huge, man. Of course, it's going to have a lot of Trump voters, sure. Kamala is DEI. Well, yeah, don't take my word for it. Ask liberals. They said it in 2020. Kamala is currently +2 in Arizona. Maybe in like 4 or 5, maybe in like 2 polls. I mean, Utah winning the whole thing for college football, that's going to be very hard for them. When she wins, January 6th will be a national holiday. Yeah, liberals will get to stay home from work, and they'll make conservatives go. I mean, that's actually a good idea for them. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, but 2028 Trump versus Harris or Vance versus Harris, bro, it can't be Trump again. It's impossible. If Trump loses in 2024, it's not going to happen. There's just not. What if Trump actually tries to do it because he does have a core base? He goes out there at 83 in the primary, tries to win the Republicans' nomination for a 4th straight time. It would be an epic thing to see. I wonder if how bad he would age by then. Maybe not too bad. I don't know. It'd have to be Vance first. I mean, I don't like Vance as a candidate. But listen, Vance can. We're gonna see with Vance. It's gonna be a while. But technically, if Trump loses, I think Vance is pretty much screwed. He's gonna get a stain, and he's young. Like it's not like he's done anything to really get a ton of goodwill. I never understood how New Mexico was a blue state. I mean, I do. There's a lot of minorities. Yeah, Hispanic vote. Even though Trump is doing better with it, I don't trust Ryan Day at Ohio State. Yeah, Ryan Day has got to start friggin' firing people. He just can't fire any of his coordinators. That's the problem. How is it possible for Kamala Harris to get so many votes? Well, I mean, you mean do better in the polls? There's been no votes for her, so she's doing better in the polls because the apparatus is it's a heavy campaign for her, and I mean they got the orders right when Biden was when it was official. They came out, and it was quick. Pull the country together. Yeah, dude. Imagine we get 10 million more illegals. That's it's gonna be very hard to combat that. They're already reporting illegals are voting. I don't want to. I mean, that's just from I think James O'Keefe going to people's houses and illegals saying they were voting. I don't know. 2028 will be DeSantis. Yeah, I like DeSantis. I don't think. I don't know. He's got to listen. DeSantis did a good thing for conservatives. What he did with Florida, you have to admit that. Majority of Americans still don't know who is running on either side. They don't focus until... Well, they know Trump is running. Let's be honest. Come on. I mean, if you don't know Trump is running majority, I mean, maybe they don't know Harris right now. A lot of white liberals that are, New Mexico. It makes sense to me that New Mexico is. Arizona, I always thought was a Republican state. New Mexico, I can understand being liberal. Would Trump have a better chance with Haley? I mean, listen, that's not something you can do. I would say if you're going that route, Tulsi Gabbard is such a better choice than Haley. So I wouldn't even do anything like that with Haley. I mean, obviously that's the whole thought on, oh my God, I mean, let's be honest, it would help Trump. There's no doubt about it. Like it is what it is. Maybe some of the thing is like people overestimate like the small minute far right and the small minute far left. They're like, well, Shapiro's not going to be the choice because they don't like Jews, and it's just such a small amount. And then the same thing with Nikki Haley. Oh, the far right's going to hate that pick, but it's just such a small amount. It really wouldn't make a difference. But no, I don't think he should have picked Haley. Why do you think rural parts of Alaska are blue? But that's just because there's not a lot of population, so it's not like there's just not a ton of population anywhere in Alaska, so there's going to be more variance, I would say. That's why that would happen. DeSantis is just a better governor. Yeah, I mean, we have to respect DeSantis for, turning Florida red, that's for sure. Tulsi would have been great. I know, but I don't want to sit here and say, well, if he had Tulsi, he would win, because at the end of the day, he didn't pick Tulsi. It is what it is. Election... Yeah, election is in like 95 days. You're right. Do you think Trump would be better with Tulsi as VP in terms of winning? Absolutely. I mean, I wanted him to pick Tulsi just because it balanced the ticket so well. Kamala with 400 electoral votes. Listen, I want to see your electoral map, man. You gotta at me on Twitter. Could you see New York go red? Feel like this? Yeah, we have to see more polling on New York, man. There's no way I could make a prediction right now. New York polling was looking very bullish for Trump when it was against Biden. The problem is, even if like New York wouldn't be that impacted with Harris, it's still gonna help her because of the amount of press she's gotten. Every state is gonna slightly lean, I would say, more to helping Harris, or at least most of them. Now, there was a really good Ohio poll that came out for Trump that had him up by like 10 against Harris, which is right in line with what he was against Biden. Youngkin would have been the best pick. It would have been absolutely, it would have been right up there. Youngkin, Gabbard. If the election ties, what happens? Trump wins. That's what happens. Oh my god, you gotta stop spamming that question. You're asking if I would have sex with Trump. Listen, come on, man. That's not gonna happen. Let's be honest here. I don't need to have sex with Trump. He's gonna win. Could New Hampshire even turn red? Well, yeah, New Hampshire can turn red. That's what I was saying. There are a lot of independents, and that's why I thought RFK had a chance, but apparently he doesn't now, from looking at some of these polls. That's what I realized. But I think this probably is the tie scenario. Maybe I'll just leave this up and do a video on it. This is probably the, or you could do another concoction where you change Nevada and Arizona to blue and then try and change one of the Rust Belt states. Yeah, it would be it would be changing Nevada, Arizona, then changing Pennsylvania, and then changing the district, and that would be a tie as well. Trump takes New York. Yeah, that's not going to happen, I don't think. Will Trump get shot again? It's very likely. Why is Maine red? No. It's really not red. The at-large, one of the districts, the second district is going to be red. The first district's going to be blue. And I gave Harris the at-large state, which is a toss-up, but it is leaning to Harris. Tulsi is a cult member, dines with American enemies. Well, man, I mean, you can listen. There's no perfect candidate. There's no candidate that's gonna perfectly appease you. You're trying to win. We gotta stop. Like, you're trying to find like the perfect candidate. You're trying to win the election, man. Like, I mean, these people are gonna do shit. It's like, I mean, I know Tulsi is certainly it's not good that she was a liberal recently, but it would be. I mean, look at what Vance said. Vance called Trump Hitler. What are we talking about? I mean, that's literally the dumbest thing ever. And I'm not saying Vance was a terrible pick, but I'm just saying. Can you do your prediction map? Yeah, I'll do it, man. Hold on. CIA is reviving crooks. Yeah, give him a little quick revive from zombies. You had a dream a few nights ago that Trump won. Congratulations. Yeah, that's a nice dream. If Trump gets taken out, who should they should replace him with? Tulsi and watch the fallout. Dude, I don't even know what would happen. Wouldn't it be Vance that gets elevated? I think that's what would happen. Yeah, you know what I heard what's going to happen with Taylor Swift. They're going to have her do a big concert right at the end before, like, 2 days before the election. What a joke if that happens. Will Oregon go red? Unfortunately, I don't think so, but there has been some positive polling out of Oregon. Don't underestimate a worse Hillary. I know, you're right. It is a worse. Harris is a worse Hillary. With way less relationships built up. Liberals are trying to turn Texas blue. Yeah, that's not going to happen. That was a talking point back in 2016, but it's not going to happen. Trump needs to get on a big, fair podcast and talk about real issues. His numbers would skyrocket. Which podcast, though? What is the thing with Vance and couch cushions? That's a lie. They made that up, I believe. They literally made that up. Some idiot liberal was like, "Oh, Vance fucked a couch. Look on pages 69 to 71 in his book." And then people looked and there was nothing there. I mean, they just made, I think that's what happened. I didn't even follow it, but that from what I heard, that's what happened. What is your Twitter? At RealPatrickMCL. It's actually it's in the description of this. It's in the description, I think, unless I change the description. How do they get these numbers for the polls? Normally, it's phone calls. I mean, I think that's. I mean, I would never even answer a call, so it's like one. Maybe honestly, if somebody did call me, I might say, and they said, okay, you know, just tell me who you're voting for. I would just say Trump. Although I don't know. Maybe I think it's a scammer or something. What's with the 269? Well, I mean, people just wanted me to play around with it a little bit. and just see like what's the most likely easiest path for Trump. Obviously now he would be losing, so the state that I would go with for Trump, I mean, one of these Rust Belt states. I don't think he's going to lose all the Rust Belt states. It'd be like a Wisconsin. Could Pennsylvania ever be fully on the red side? I mean, I think a Republican could win Pennsylvania by 7 or 8 points. I mean, look at what Obama did to the Rust Belt. It just takes the perfect scenario. Unfortunately, I mean, we did have the perfect scenario with Biden, but to be honest, it's not like Trump is very polarizing. That's the other issue. So Trump's always going to have a lot of people that hate him, a lot of media that's against him. Trump is going to do a stream with Aiden Ross. I know it is what it is, I guess. I don't know how politically involved Aiden is, but how does information like that even come out? Well, that Vance story, if that's what you're talking about, was just, I think it was just made up. It didn't even come out. Somebody just made it up on X, and if it gets like 20K likes, I mean, then it goes around and stuff. I don't know. Do you think Kamala actually has an influence, or is she a puppet? Oh, she's absolutely a puppet. What leg does she have to stand on? They installed her. So she's already up against it in terms of any leverage. It's not like the people like her. She never won a primary. Rogan is an undercover no, come on. Listen, Rogan has had some liberal things, but you gotta, look at the big picture of it. Rogan's been more conservative recently, trust me. Aiden is for Trump. Aiden Ross. I mean, I think he is, yeah. PA and Georgia for Harris. I think that's probably the easiest, yeah. When is she going to answer questions? I don't know. I think they're trying to ride this high and not have her go out. Time travel conspiracy theory. I mean, I've seen conspiracy theories. I don't know if it recently happened. You would be more qualified to talk to Trump than Aiden Ross? Well, I mean, no, a lot of people would be, but Aiden Ross has a lot more influence than me and a lot of people. Even though, we might be a little bit more politically involved, it really wouldn't help Trump at all because we can't really share with a younger audience. That's why. Yeah, deep red counties most of them are rural. That's the problem. What's up, man? What's going on? Do you think that undecided voters will just vote for the cooler name or their favorite color? Let's not do... I mean, that would be really dumb. I mean, maybe a few, but very, very, very small amounts. I mean, a lot of them might vote for dumb reasons synced by the media, but I don't know about that. Will Trump be better than Harris in a debate? I certainly believe so. I certainly think Trump has a lot of stuff to go at Harris with. Sneeko is such a degenerate weirdo. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know a lot about Sneeko, but I do know that, I mean, he basically destroyed that Penguin dude. I don't know if you saw that. He like had a debate with the Penguin dude, and the dude like is offline now. That's pretty impressive, honestly. They're trying to keep Harris in the basement. I know, but we can't really allow them to do that. With at least with Biden, it was COVID. Like, you could actually kind of understand that. Am I watching the Hall of Fame game? No, I'm not. Is that on tonight? Because people ask me about that. It seems like such an irrelevant game, but if people are asking me, that's leading me to believe it's on right now. It's leading me to believe that. Or is it on Sunday? Wait, today's Thursday, so maybe it is tonight. I don't know. Trump talking to Ross like Sanders. Dude, Bernie Sanders and Cardi B, what the hell? Missed the start. Well, it's just me answering questions, man. You didn't miss much. Vance versus Shapiro debate. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be... I'm so sick of hearing about Shapiro. Yeah, I know. It's going to... I mean, I think Vance will win, but I am biased. I don't know. Do you think Trump will meet with Aiden to persuade young voters? Yeah, that's the only reason he's doing it. I mean, obviously, Aiden Ross is not he's not the most political dude, but that, I mean, so you're gonna go on one of those shows with a bunch of young kids, and but the problem is with that dude, I'm guessing most of Aiden Ross fans are probably, either too young or honestly most of them are probably conservative. It's not like they're all liberals. Like with Aiden Ross, I don't think he's got a big liberal demographic. Let's be honest. But no, you're trying to get young people to vote. That's the idea of doing that. Is Harris legit nominee? They should ask. Am I religious? I try and be religious. Look at yeah, no, you know what? I did. If you sent me it, I actually will take a look at it because I'm a man of my word, and I guess I don't have it on there. I just want to see if this is my actual. This isn't even my account. I don't even know if I have my account on here. The thing that I can do though is I can just look up my name, I guess, and then wait. If you just sent it to me, then. I can't even freaking get to the other. I guess I don't have it right now, man. Could you send it? Just put it under one of my tweets. Put it under one of my tweets. Ross fans are kids. I know that's the problem. That is an issue. But I mean, listen, if some of them are older, it just depends. It could help. Fresh and Fit also gets young black vote. Yeah, but they're black pill. That's conservative, man. It's hard to really say that that's going to influence a ton. Every state might flip red. Yeah, that's not possible. Listen, I'm trying not to mute you, Trump, butt kicker. I understand you're a liberal, that's fine. I don't need this propaganda every 3 seconds on my chat. Okay? I understand. I'm not gonna do anything to you, but I don't need the same thing said 500 times. You think New Mexico will be red this November? I think it's unlikely, man. Is the new college football game any good? To me, it's a real letdown. It's not. The dynasty mode is really bad. I mean, if you're into like online gameplay where you face other people online, I think you probably like it. Any new world trade? Well, there is a video coming out tomorrow talking about potential new videos being released on the Twin Towers because of this recent. I don't know if you've seen what's been in the news. They settled a case and got a plea deal with someone. And it's a real problem, but they did it. And so now there might be video that gets released if we can, Freedom of Information Act, request it. That's basically what's going on. Should Trump meet up with Andrew Tate or do a Zoom with Tate? Well, you always want to meet up. Zooms are really bad. I just think they don't have nearly the same effect. But I don't know. I don't think he'd meet with Tate, man. Tate does turn a lot of people off. Do you watch BitBoy? No. That's got to be like the most normie crypto dude. Thoughts on Trump plus 10, but yeah, dude, Ohio is so mad. With Sherrod Brown, like, they just suck. I mean, I don't know. They're not going to get him out. They just can't get him out. I mean, Moreno, I don't think was the best candidates. Moreno will win the race. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you would think if Trump wins Ohio by 10, Moreno should at least win it by 3. That would be 7-point worst performance. Normally, people just, vote down ballot. So, even in a case where they love Brown and he's the incumbent, if Trump wins by 10, how can he lose? That's just a big loss. There's no way there's that much variance. Right now, Trump is up nationally by 5. I mean, maybe according to one poll. I don't think that's the aggregate, though. The 13th keys. I don't know, man. The 13th key is up my ass. I got to dig it out. JD Vance is going to be on the Nelk Boys podcast. I don't know if that's a good, that's not good, man. I'm kidding. I don't know. I don't know if that'll help or not. Yeah, no, I don't think Trump's doing a Zoom. They just asked if he was doing a Zoom with Andrew Tate, and I said no. Duran, I think he said he was gonna do something about that, like pardon him. Ohio has a 29-3 record. That's a great record for my home states. Is Apple a good long-term investment? What in the stock? I would do Tesla instead of Apple. But I mean, I guess it's more risky. It depends. Do you think the sugar high from Kamala being the nominee will wear off? Of course, of course. Black people voting for Trump. I don't think nearly enough are going to vote for Trump. It's going to have to be white women are going to have to start voting for Trump. Although that's even something we have to try and convince them. I mean, this was always what was going to happen. This is a very unstable situation. Liberals, they're fine with a World War III. They said it. They hate Russia. They're not going to play ball. We still have a chance, but we have to get Trump in. We still have a chance. Trump is the peacemaker. He is the ultimate peace throughout the world. We know this. Zelensky's admitted it. Putin's admitted it. How do we tell these dumb women? I'm not trying to be mean. Interesting that Kamala is only doing Zoom. It's pathetic if she's only doing Zoom. That's embarrassing. What is this, COVID? That's ridiculous. She can't even win a primary or debate anyone in a primary, and then she thinks she can do Zoom. She probably can. She'll probably just start doing Zooms in the White House if she gets in. The January 6th shrine, yeah. You know what? They haven't really brought up January 6th a ton. If it comes up, I'll definitely talk about it. I love talking about it. Yeah, I did see that. We were talking about the Aiden Ross thing. I don't know, man. I don't know how much Aiden Ross knows about that type of stuff, but I guess it doesn't matter. Maybe they'll just tell him what the questions are. Kamala isn't even black. I don't even care about, she's a minority female. She doesn't look, when I think of a black woman and I see Kamala, I don't view her as a black woman. But what does it even matter? Who cares about, oh, she's black, she's not, whatever. She's been given everything. Let's focus on the policy. Here's your moment to announce your favorite trans Olympian. How about that? The Trump card, liberal white women. Yeah, man, it's hard, man. You know what I said? But I think a lot of people would agree with me on this. I don't know if I want to say that. Rachel Scott is going to be nice to Harris. I thought she already declined doing that interview that's with the Chicago black journalist, or did she say she's doing it now? Has your opinion on the election changed? No, I still think Trump's going to win it for sure. Does anyone know the Olympics are on? All I know is the United States has the most medals, I believe, but that's kind of they always do in the Summer Olympics. Yeah, she can't pull a big crowd. They need another rapper. They need another black rapper in a city. Penguin thinks kids should be able to. Yeah, Penguin is a mess, and then he had to delete everything. I can't believe what happened to Penguin. I'll let you know when it's time to panic. I mean, listen, let's see what the polls are in a month or so, and even then, I'm not gonna panic, man. I should have some new 9/11 videos soon. Yeah, there'll be one probably tomorrow. It's about a 7-minute video talking about potential new videos coming out, getting released. Hocking Hills, I've heard of that place. I have heard of it. If Trump wins, do you think liberals would do January 6th of their own? I'd love it if they did. It would be great political leverage, but they're not going to do that. Watch out for Minnesota, New Hampshire, New Jersey, and New Mexico for Trump sleeper picks. Well, I would agree with you, but recently, I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. Penguin is not off the internet. That's what they said. He was off the internet. I don't know. They said he was taking a break. Penguin believes gender change surgery at like the young ages. That's the problem. Looks like Sneeko got his get back. Yes, Sneeko made Penguin leave the internet. He made a video clarifying. Yeah, he probably got embarrassed. He had to make a video. I mean, Sneeko, I guess, destroyed him. I'll be honest. That's what it sounds like to me. Penguin was such a cool guy. Don't know what happened. Yeah, he thought it was the correct thing to say. He thought it was correct to. He thought it was correct to like, oh, we have to be all inclusive and 7-year-olds should be able to do this. It's just not good. And I guess he didn't expect the backlash. Do you think Kamala would make irreversible dumb decisions like buy an Afghanistan pullout? Also, do you think Democrats will continue to blame Trump if the economy stays lackluster? Well, what do you mean with Harrison? There's no way they can blame Trump if the economy sucks with Harrison because that's back-to-back Democratic presidents. But will there be there's always going to be big things. I mean, you can't go 4 years without big situations coming up. And it's really not even Harris deciding it. The problem is it's the Democratic apparatus. They are rewarded for importing illegal immigrants because they get more votes that way. It's a real issue. And it's going to continue if they win again. Do you think a riot will take place at all? In what form? I mean, there's a lot of things that depend. I mean, what happens to Trump? What if Trump they try and kill him again? Then yeah, obviously. If Trump beats Paris, I don't think they'll riot that bad. Hit the like button. I appreciate that, man. Aren't the Nelk boys pretty conservative? Yeah, they're conservative, I think. I mean, they've come out like for Trump and done interviews with him already. Can Trump flip New Mexico or New Hampshire or both? We don't really know. We need more polls. I would say he could flip either of them, but listen, if we get polls that say Harris is up by 11 in New Mexico, it's probably going to be no. It just depends what the new polls are. I haven't seen a poll with Trump versus Harris recently. I'd leave the internet if I lost an argument to Sneeko. Sneeko, what a weird name. Sneeko is a degenerate as well. Sneeko versus Penguin. I mean, come on, who are these people? This is just strange. Penguin is the ultimate centrist. Yeah, he's like he just goes with the flow and goes with like the 70% versus the 30%, the majority opinion. Trump knocked out the sitting president. I know, and they won't give him credit for that. It's funny. No teleprompter with town halls. Oh, of course not. Teleprompter. You're supposed to ask questions and get off the cuffs things. You're supposed to get questions like that. I disliked the stream. Well, normally I do have to say I get about a 99.1% like rate. Maybe 98.7 on the streams. It depends. Can you imagine what would happen if it was 269 to 269? It would be crazy. The left would completely lose their minds because I'm guessing Harris would win the popular vote in that scenario. But then Trump would end up winning. If Trump wins, the Democrats aren't going to lie down and take it. I mean, I don't see them doing a ton. I mean, there might be a few riots, but who gets pulled? It's over the phone. For like the polls, yeah, that's why it's kind of ridiculous. But I mean, we gotta reference something, I guess. If Trump is close to New Hampshire, he can definitely win. Oh yeah, absolutely. She is not up by 14. Well, no, I think that might have been me just giving a hypothetical. What's trending on X? Man, we got some football trending. It looks like. Oh, yeah, you guys are right. The Hall of Fame game is happening. Yeah, Mike Trout, RIP, again, he's out for the year. J.K. Rowling, she might have tweeted something, probably about the Olympics, that would be my guess. Slams Paris Olympics for calling it a disgrace after a biological male beats a female in a women's boxing match. A young female boxer has just had everything she's worked for in trade for snatched away. Yeah. Wow, 366K likes. You were getting up there with Real American Ready Go. Yeah, I remember those guys. Doing videos and looking at their videos back in like April and May. Those guys are definitely more political than me. But I mean, I guess it just no. I mean, most of my political videos really didn't do very well until I had a random video do very well with Obama. Turn on MSNBC to see them react once Trump wins. Well, it's gonna be CNN and MSNBC, but you're right. MSNBC would go crazy. Yeah, I got it. My ring light. There's an issue though. It's like I have problems with my eyes with those type of lights. Honestly. Yeah, let me take a look at that. I mean, I am a man of my word. I'll take a look then. Wow, I don't even come up first. That's disrespectful. Oh, Rogan. Wait. Um, dude, you're just trolling me. I can respect it. I respect it. And you like your own tweet? You're liking your own tweet, or is that a bot that liked it? She's intersex, not trans. That's what I heard as well. It wasn't a clear-cut thing. Tide is turning on the trans stuff. I mean, hopefully, man. What do you think about Harris bringing Playboy Cardi? No, again? That can't be right. Blinken just put out a press release telling Venezuela their election was fraudulent and they need to transfer power. Well, yeah, that's typical of socialists. That's what communists do. It's very sad. How come libtards want to control every aspect of our lives? Well, it's in their nature. They want the daddy government to control everyone. So they always want more control because they can't trust the citizens to be free. We can't have freedom of speech because we're just dumb humans and we might do something stupid with it. We can't have weapons, the same reason. Map is scary. It's a troll. It's a troll map someone sent to me. Blue Texas, yeah. Twerk contest, Kamala versus Michelle. Who would win? I think I like Michelle. Trump wins Texas by 10. I know, guys, this is a fake map. Somebody trolled me with it. Oregon should be red. Oregon's not going to be red, man. You don't need to live in a country to play for the Olympics. Well, what do all the Russians do? Did they ban Russia from the Olympics again? Is that a thing, or did they allow them? Did they allow them to compete? I don't think it matters. The left doesn't believe in God. They have no faith. They believe they can control the world. They do have a faith. It's the Democratic Party. Look at the polls. I mean, listen. I'm not sure if there's a lot of polls that have come out. Trump is actually still up in those polls, but yeah, we'll take a look at the latest polls. See which ones they actually incorporated. General with Harris up 4, general with Trump up 5. I mean, this is honestly not good for Trump. This Rasmussen with everyone involved with Trump up 1. Now this is a little bit better. The Ohio poll, Trump up 10. This was the Ohio Senate poll that people were talking about. And then Biden, his approval rating, it's kind of irrelevant. So it definitely still is the Harris bump right now. Dude, the Olympic Committee was blocking people for sharing their content on X. Because, people were like, this is satanic, this is disgusting. I can't believe the Olympics have botched it so bad. Florida is isolated and South Carolina is isolated. What do you mean isolated? Unfortunately, if I told Portland to vote for Trump, I might get beat up or killed. Well, yeah, didn't Antifa took over Portland. I do remember that. I do remember that. Kamala just accidentally referred to herself as president. Well, I mean, I actually don't blame her on that. They've eliminated Biden. Biden barely even exists anymore. I think we all kind of can agree on that. No, there already is a big push to abolish the Electoral College. There already is one, but you're right. It's only going to be amplified even more. But they're never going to be able to do it. It has to, like a bunch of states have to agree to it, like way over half of the states, which won't happen. I think that's how it works. I failed before the video even started. What kind of a name is that? If they don't do a debate early, do you think it would have been too late to pull out for Biden? Well, yeah, that's a great question. If they did a debate in September, I think they had to stick with Biden. I mean, how do you pull out after that? It's after the DNC. You really can't unless there's like a medical emergency that would force it. They would have to have like a legit medical thing. It couldn't just be like what they're doing now. RFK is very left. He takes from Democrats. It depends. It's not for sure thing. Trump is or Kamala is running in 20. Yeah, but even if she loses this year, she's done. There's no way. She's not even going to be close in 2028. Has Joe Biden said anything about the prison transfer? Yeah, like there was something where he was like, Trump was like, I could have gotten them for nothing. And then he came back and said that, oh, Trump never got them. And it turns out that two of the prisoners weren't even in, I guess, jail or when Trump was president. The intersex boxer was disqualified from boxing world championships because of the high testosterone. Yeah, I mean that makes no sense, man. That makes no sense. There is an interstate compact where they're trying to send electoral votes to popular vote winner. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that. Maybe do a video on it. I think Arizona is tropical. Thank you for the $2. California should be red. Media is lying. Trump flags all over LA. Most people wouldn't believe it. You'd have to see it in real life like me. There's no way California is going to be red. That's anecdotal. I mean, there are millions of Republicans in California, but it's just such a big state. Yeah, Montana, the Senate should be red. I agree. The Dems would love the Venezuelan voting machines. They don't have voting machines. They just blocked everyone out. Ugh. Thank you for the live streams. Yeah, no, new tube. I've seen you before. I no problem. This dude. California is very blue, unfortunately. Obviously. I don't think he was ever a moderator. The Olympics is a total joke. Nobody watches that anymore. Is the Montana West more conservative than the South? It's all conservative. Basically, any big, I guess, Billings would be the most liberal. That's like in the eastern part, I think. Trump popularity has finally gotten to 50%, and now he can start to brush through 50% national polling. Well, I mean, he's been around there for a while now. I mean, I know people are saying he's at 50%, he's at an all-time high, but Harris is coming up as well. But Trump is still doing well, in terms of the general sentiment. When you compare Trump to how he did in 2020 and 2016, he's doing well. Trump wins Georgia by 4. I think there should be some breathing room there, yes. Yeah, Kamala and Trump are debating in September. It's been confirmed. Trump agreed to it in a rally yesterday. How about Trump dragging his massive scoring all through Rachel Scott's? Yeah. Well, dude, that means nothing. I was thinking about that. Yeah, I don't think he was a mod. I was thinking about that, and it really doesn't mean anything. I saw someone tweet it. I think it was Sagar who tweeted it. It's just meaningless, though. It's not going to change anything. People can talk about it, though, I guess. But I mean, they tried to do a gotcha interview, and that was a horrible start to an interview. I just find it crazy that Crooks' attempt has been completely memory hold. Yeah, not only that, they're actively deleting stuff. Unfortunately, even India don't want Kamala. Well, they're probably pissed off. I mean, she used them, and now she's black. I watched the clips of Trump rallies. I don't watch the full rallies personally. Do you think Trump will be better than Harris? I would hope so. How is Trump suddenly down all these swing states if he's leading the popular vote and there's a 15-point difference between Michigan and Pennsylvania? Well, he's really not. I mean, some of the recent polls suggest Harris is up in the popular vote. Plus, there's a lot of variance right now with these polls, man. We have not gotten a ton of Trump versus Harris polls, so they're gonna have a big effect either way, no matter which way they trend. We need legitimate at least 5 or 6 polls. Bitcoin will be below 60K tomorrow. Oh, I don't know if it'll be below that. I know it's been having a rough few days, that's for sure. Do I identify as a black male? A ginger black male, a very rare thing. Why do you think Kamala is having a surge in the polls? It's just because of the mainstream media hype, and they're all coalescing around Harris now. So that's why. They pounced quickly. 10-year re-release of Interstellar. I mean, dude, but that's at limited theaters, like probably really limited theaters, unfortunately. I think they did like a bunch of movies like during COVID where you could go and see like Interstellar and stuff like that. I don't know if that was a thing, but I think it was. California got ruined when it became blue. Well, I mean, it's been that way for a while. I mean, Reagan did win it. Why is Trump barely winning? Because of all the recent Harris hype. That's going to die down. They don't show Interstellar in Philippines theaters. Well, I wouldn't expect it. I would not expect it. I was actually at the Trump rally in Miami, and Thomas Crooks was looking at hotels. Just some. Really? I didn't even hear that. He was looking at hotels in Miami. He was scouting out Miami. Kamala is like Biden in a debate. Well, at least she can talk, but yeah, she's got different issues with a debate. We've seen her debate before. Trump shouldn't lower himself to go on The View. Oh, I don't think Trump's going to be going on The View. That would just give them more ratings. India's socially conservative. India's a mess. Well, India doesn't even. It's actually different. It's very different. The New Delhi population is so ridiculous. You just can't have that many people in one place and it be good. You just can't. Would I ever move to a blue state? I mean, maybe a swing state that might have trend. Like, I don't think I'd ever move to a dark blue state, just because most of the dark blue states I'm just not. I mean, it's not that I have crazy things against it. I would never live in a big city. I mean, marry a blue woman. It depends how blue. Depends how liberal she is. The moon doesn't need nasty bacteria. I was watching Apollo 18. It's a nice little underrated movie. You know, Venezuelan currency is on par with the dollar in the 60s or 70s. Well, Venezuela is. I think I saw their food stamps. It was like $14,000 or something. It's absurd. You like downvoting conservative? Well, I mean, there's a lot of liberals that probably do that. You're gonna get Soviet Russia or Nazi Germany? That's a tough question, man. PS5 or Xbox? I've always had the Xboxes. How long do you think Kamala hype will last? It's got to be dying down soon. I mean, I can't give you an exact date on when, because all of these polls were from like the last week. So now it's I think it's pretty much over. But we got to get more polls from right now. So meaning they'll be released in a bit. There's a lag to polls. Don't eat Indian. Yeah, I've seen some crazy YouTube shorts on the Indian street food, people getting it. Man. Well, I see the new Alien movie. It's got the new Alien movie, unfortunately, very low budget because The Covenant didn't do well at all. They were going to make it a sequel to Prometheus. They didn't have the money because Alien Covenant did not do well. So this new movie's on a very low budget. And it's with like a different director and everything like that. Rogan thinks Kamala will win. I know. Well, he said that. I did do a video on it. I did a video on that. But he was like saying she can win. I mean, he says stuff like that. I don't think it really matters. It really doesn't. How is Trump looking? Trump is losing a little bit of ground because of the recent uptick with Harris. But I mean, he's still favored to win. He's still the favorite to win. Say what you want, but this is the downfall. I think you're just trolling. Kamala hype is fabricated. Well, it's just the day. This is what we live in. We react to all these polls instantly, and we have to say something. Well, if she's trending and she's rising in the polls, it's the biggest thing in the world. But in the end, it doesn't really matter. But seriously, like in 2 months, these polls are meaningless. I mean, maybe they'll signal a shift, but we could get huge Trump numbers in a month. Last good movie I saw in theaters. Well, I do technically see, maybe 6 or 7 movies a year in theaters. I'd have to really think about that because I'd have to really think about that. I mean, honestly, like a recent one. I wouldn't go back to like 2015 or 2016. There's, recent movies are not bad, but they're definitely not the stories that they were, like especially the space ones. Do you see Ohio? Unfortunately, I do. That's a good question. Splitting the ticket. It seems like they're going to do that. The thing is, if Trump wins by 10, I think Moreno should win by 2 or 3. There's no way there's that much variance with people in Ohio. Come on. I mean, Brown is the incumbent, and they love him, I guess. It's just because he's the incumbent. That's it. But he always seems to do well. The polls mean nothing. I know. We just have to react to them. 4,000 per person polls don't count. Yeah, well, you do have to look at the. Some of them are 400. Some of them are like 797. Some of them are 1,000. They're all different. What should we do to make sure Trump is winning? Well, I mean, I guess if you want to help out, I guess you could volunteer. Depends what state you're in. Trump is always underpolled. Yeah, we know that. The number Trump puts up in Ohio is going to be nasty big. I would say maybe 10, 12. I don't know, man. I don't think it's going to be like 16 or 17. Be a poll watcher. It would have to be a swing state. RFK Jr. will drop out. Yeah, he's going to run out of money. Double. I've never been to that gas station now. Hillary was the overwhelming favorite. She wasn't just the favorite. Kamala will get owned in the debates. Yeah, I don't think she'll do well. I mean, look at how she did in the primary debates. She got destroyed so bad that she had to end her primary campaign. Kamala should pick Vivek as her VP, and then it could be a duo Indian ticket. Well, I mean, I think she's black now, to be fair. Have I seen the TV show The Boys? I mean, I've heard of it. I didn't see it. Are Democrats being oversampled in polls? Some polls they are. There's like an oversampling in head-to-head polls, like Dems +5, which I think is an oversample. They're gonna do a debate. It's not gonna be a town hall, man. I said Jill Stein was hot. You're trolling me. Come on. What do you think of the left's dictator narrative, Trump? It's meaningless. How is Trump a dictator? Why wouldn't he just stay in the office in 2020? I don't understand. I mean, he had his supporters ready to go, as they said on January 6th. Why didn't he tell them invade? He never said that. He never said that once, so how's he a dictator? I don't understand. It just doesn't make any sense. He got in 2016 via a legal process as well. Thoughts on the Dodgers? I mean, the Dodgers are always really good. They've got a massive payroll. I think most accurate polls will be in early September after the DNC hype settles down. Got to keep in mind we would have loved it. Yeah, no. I agree with you 100%. But, dude, you know how it is. It's just when we react to these polls, we have to say shit. So you do have to say, well, she's catching up, whatever. But no, I agree with you. It's a much better position. You got to have perspective on it. The only thing that they can try and cope with is, oh, now suddenly Trump's going to have, be overpulled or do worse than he has been in the polls. Vegas has Trump at -138 to -150. Harris is basically even. Yeah, that does make sense right now. Mario, what's up, man? Michigan has Harris plus. No, that's a poll in Michigan. You mean? Yeah, there was a poll. I mean, you're going to get a lot of variance, though. I mean, it is what it is. Pennsylvania is going to be Trump's toughest state to win. Well, because you're thinking Shapiro is going to be the pick. I mean, I could see that. His unarmed supporters. Yeah, well, his supporters and also FBI informants, and half the supporters are like 70. I mean, Jesus. Who's my pick to win the Cy Young in the... I mean, I honestly don't know. I feel like there's some random pitchers do, in the AL, it's weird. NL, I don't think they're going to give it to Skeens because he doesn't have the innings. Chris Sale in the NL, yeah, that's a good pick. He's been good this year. Thoughts on Kamala using apple cider vinegar? What happened to Robert De Niro? Yeah, you remember that speech, man? That was hilarious. That De Niro speech. Trump was plus 500 before Arizona was called and then went to minus 500. What do you mean? In 2020? Arizona was called for Biden in 2020 by Fox, and then they had to rescind it. Wasn't Trump trailing by 8 or 9 in 2020 going into the election night and only lost by 40K votes? That was Wisconsin, I think. Well, he was trailing by 7.2 nationally, and then he did lose in terms of the general by 4 points. He gained 3 points in the general in terms of how he did, and then in Wisconsin specifically, he gained a bunch, like 5 points or 6 points, I think. Would I marry Hillary or Nancy Pelosi? Come on, man. Yeah, probably Hillary, man. Probably maybe Nancy Pelosi. I don't know. Hillary's been looking bad recently. If Trump won 2020, do you think DeSantis will be the nominee in 2024? That's hard to say. Actually, you know what? I think it's probably a good chance. It's hard to say because we don't know what would happen. But DeSantis is like the chosen one. You'll suck my prick if... I mean, I don't even know what that means. Dude, what is this dude, man? Bro. You gotta get a life, man. I'm sorry. Harris will pick Shapiro in order to influence the vote in Pennsylvania. Absolutely. That's what I said originally Harris was going to do. But it's really the Democratic Party overall. Thoughts on Harris having a southern accent? I mean, it's crap. I mean, but who really cares? Is that really going to influence people? Rasmussen is lean right now, but they poll fairly, mostly 33%. I think Rasmussen is more conservative, man. Rasmussen is a fair poll. Well, we're gonna say that because they're a Republican pollster. Let's be honest. They are a Republican pollster. Tulsi is still a registered independent. I know, but she's towing the line for Republicans. That's really all that matters. Thoughts on Tulsi? I thought it would have been a good VP pick for Trump, but I guess she wasn't conservative enough. She was liberal like 4 years ago. You can understand it. Redditors say Trump is scared of Kamala because she will prosecute him. Well, I mean, my God. I think Trump's been prosecuted by like fucking 5,000 liberals at this point. What does it even matter? RFK appears delusional enough. I don't think so, man, but you might be right. He is trying to get on the ballot in all the states. They're spending a lot of money. I know. I heard that narrative. If Harris wins Minnesota, Michigan, Virginia, she wins. No, I don't know. That's not true. That's not true. By my map, that's not true. Maybe other people's maps. I don't know. Otani or Acuna? I mean, Acuna seems like he's getting injured a lot recently. That's the problem. Otani's kind of hard to judge, but I mean, obviously, when he's not injured pitching, I mean, he's crazy. Yeah, Reddit's extremely far left. It is what it is. I mean, we just gotta accept that there's nothing that's gonna happen about that. If RFK helps I do think RFK helps Trump. I think he would endorse Trump. Stream the debate. Yeah, I mean, I'll stream it as long as it's, I don't think it's going to be a copyright issue. Check my map. Well, the map is going to be a little bit wonky, I think, because this is not my map. My map would be like this. That's probably it. Harris might as well bring Penguin. Yeah, this is probably my electoral prediction if I wanted to be fair about it, honestly. What's the best antidepressant? What a question. What a question that is. Well, that wasn't even my map, bro. That wasn't my map. I was doing hypotheticals. Is that your natural hair color? Yes. Why are certain folks saying Eric Trump is gay? I like Eric. I like Eric. I think he's an underrated dude. That's disrespectful. I'm not super against Vance, but Tulsi just seems like a no-brainer. How could you counter her? A former liberal who was... Yeah, I know. But Brendan, it gets better. She literally destroyed Kamala Harris's entire campaign in 2020. When Harris was spending a lot of money, she didn't even make the first primary. Like, it was perfect. But, I mean, listen, if you want someone more Republican, that is what it is. I mean, it's not that big of a deal with Vance. It's just, the polls are going to shift back, I'm sure. Trump wasn't going to pick Vivek over DeSantis or Buttigieg or Tim. Yeah, I mean, he was never going to pick DeSantis, or Burgum was never a realistic thing. He was always a nothing burger. He was a dud candidate, let's be honest. I think Stein takes Texas. I agree. I like Stein. I like the green. Biden loses in 2020. Do you think he run? No, he's done, dude. He's too old. There's no way they would even come close to having him as the propped up candidate in 2024 if he loses in 2020. I mean, if you lose, you're pretty much done already unless you're Trump, and mainly because Trump already won in 2016. That's the only reason why he's had a comeback. Tulsi would have been better, but I trust Trump on Vance. Yeah, the VP I don't think is that important. Would Tulsi run as a Republican? What do you mean, as a VP? Of course. I mean, it wouldn't matter, but yeah, of course. What are my thoughts? Do I think the election was rigged in 2020? Well, they definitely manipulated it. I mean, whether or not they rigged it enough to win, I mean, I can't prove that, or but definitely we can prove that they neutered the only true October surprise of that election cycle, which was 4 days before with the Hunter Biden story. So that's blatant. Do you think RFK Jr. leans more left than right? Yeah, maybe slightly more left. I mean, but it's close, dude. It's not like it's this crazy thing where he's obviously not an independent. I think he relatively is. Burgum, I know that stuff that came out about Burgum. I didn't even care about that stuff. I think he's just a dud pick in general, When is the next DG story? Yeah, I got to come out with one of those. It'll be like 40 minutes long. It's going to be weird, man. Vance was literally Trump's safest pick for VP. What do you mean safe in what term? I mean, it's certainly not not that Vance, we can all agree, was not, in terms of reaching the most voter demographic, was not even close to the best pick. Now, I don't know what you mean by safe, like in terms of if Trump dies, then he's okay. I'm sorry, I got to say this. If Trump picked Tulsi, Dems would do DMC primary. Yeah, no, they would. I think they would have handled it a bit differently. Because think about it, Tulsi is the pure counter to Harris. How many voters do you think have not already? Well, Alec, I can't really answer that because I don't know how many people are voting in the election. But it's a very small amount. But they're going to decide it because the swing states are so important, and there's still enough of them that are undecided to where, it's going to swing stuff for sure. Shapiro changed Pennsylvania voting laws and now is being rewarded. Yeah, I mean, the hit pieces are going to start against Shapiro, but it doesn't surprise me that she's going to pick him. Yeah, she did spend a lot of years in Canada. It's just ridiculous. Tulsi is a hottie. She's a good looking woman. Burgum is like the retarded governor. No, I think that's doing Newsom. I think he just Burgum is like running around with a chicken with his head cut off, man. Daddy, what are we gonna do? Keep stay in the race. Stay in the race. Nikki Haley would have been the safest pick. Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, I think this is a relatively realistic map, honestly. The Trump number is going to be insane. What number are you referring to? Do the Athletics or A's have worse owners? I mean, it has to be the Athletics, I think, man. No way Trump is winning. I mean, there's no way to say that he's not winning those states right now, man. It's just, it's way too far out to declare anyone is like, no way they're winning. So Rust Belt states are going to be extremely close outside of Ohio. Can Trump make Lego great again? Lego is a mess. They're price gouging middle class people, unfortunately. What's with the weird campaign? I don't know what that is. I don't really understand it. It's not an argument. It's everyone uses the word weird like 20 times a day. I don't understand why it's like this special thing. To like I just don't understand. It's like when they say Trump is weird, I'm like, all right, you also think he's a racist. Like what is like I don't understand. How is that supposed to really affect anyone? Like they think he's like Hitler and they're calling him weird. Like okay, I don't know. Like I mean, it's better, I guess, than what they normally call him, honestly. You know what it was? They bludgeoned the word racist to death. They had to do something else, I guess. Trump thought he had the election in the back, but no, Green Apple. People had to have been telling him though. There's no way when he picked Vance, there was a huge chance that Kamala was dropping out, or excuse me, that Biden was dropping out. A huge chance. There's no way that he thought 1,000% sure he's going to face Biden and he doesn't even have to worry about the VP pick. I know what you're saying, but that's just there's no way. World War III would be nuclear. Well, I mean, you can't really predict that. I mean, people think it will be. I think it'll be a lot of ground fighting at the beginning. Maybe it'll be smaller scale nuclear bombs. But maybe I have too much faith. Kamala achieved nothing in her political career. Oh, absolutely. Well, she achieved failing up. I guess that's what she achieved. You bought a Lego set for 275. Yeah, it probably only has like 2,000 pieces if I had to guess, man. If it's 275. I hear people say vote early and often. Yeah, I don't understand what does often mean. People can only vote once, right? It's just a weird verbiage, early and often. Well, it doesn't really make sense because you can only vote once. If they're saying a lot of people should vote at the same time, that wouldn't be the right verbiage, I wouldn't think. Haley and DeSantis definitely in 2028. Vivek might run for Vance, open seat, so who knows? What you think? I don't think Haley's going to do much in 2028, honestly, with the way the Republican Party is, man. Trump is going to have a huge influence on who that choice is going to be. Will Biden even live another 4 years? Well, certainly he's not going to have 4 years where he's fit to be, president. That's the point. Even though DeSantis' governor term ends in 2026. Well, wasn't his wife going to take over? Is that seriously a thing in 2026? I think Casey DeSantis, they were saying. Vivek, Haley, Tulsi, DeSantis, and Vance are on the primary ticket for 2020. I mean, I'd probably lean towards Vivek, maybe, man. Those would that's a good group, but it would be Vivek. I do like DeSantis, but will I please endorse Xi Jinping on stream if Trump loses? Yeah, he's gonna have a nice territorial expansion. He's gonna have a nice territorial expansion to Taiwan. Trump and Epstein best buds. You mean Bill Clinton? The libs and conservatives in the U.S. refuse to get along. Can't imagine uniting during the world. Well, of course they would unite then. Come on. I think we got to put it into perspective there. But I mean, it is bad mainly because of the internet, I think. How the death of Biden can affect the election. Well, it would be a soppy story. I don't think it would change much. It would be a sop story basically. But I don't even think they would use it that much. Biden is irrelevant to me. DeSantis is a sellout. Yeah, but DeSantis was in a lose-lose position. I mean, DeSantis, he was trying to run a campaign. He had no chance. He was trying to do whatever he could. But I mean, it was bad for sure. Yeah, what a great photo of Bill. A great painting. Yeah, Biden's completely irrelevant at this point. Putin will destroy Kamala. Kamala, she can't handle any national stage. I mean, she hasn't been able to. She's had one debate and got or two debates and got destroyed or whatever. Biden should do his whisper at the DNC. It would be a nice nice addition for sure. Trump and Epstein were billionaires who were literally, well, yeah. I mean, Trump has a lot of relations. I think there's a significantly more incriminating evidence with the Democrats with Epstein if you want to go there. DeSantis had the worst campaign launch ever on X. Yeah, with Elon Musk. It was, but I mean that doesn't ruin your campaign. Come on, people were already that launch didn't really matter, man. I should mute who what it's some liberal trolling. I mean we'll see what he says if he says anything. Kamala is going to lose because of inflation and the border. Well, you would expect it. You would expect it for sure. DeSantis' campaign was toxic. Well, it's just he's going up against MAGA. It's not going to happen. DeSantis is short. Well, listen, you're gonna make fun of him. I think he's 6 foot, maybe. It is unfortunately if you are a politician and you are short, that is a problem. Do you think that all conservative creators should start a voter registration program in collaboration with the Trump campaign? Well, I think that's something the Trump campaign would have to do, not creators. I mean, that is something that the Democrats do, but I'm sure they've got like they've got to have a better system, the Republicans, than they had in 2020 for sure. You would hope. Vance is a weirdo. Come on, man. I mean, you got to be trolling with that. Was Kamala Harris really the border czar? Well, she promotes illegal immigration. She's very far left. I mean, it's they all promote it. They need the illegals in the country. Vance having sex with a couch is a W. Well, I mean, it's false, but Trump wins Arizona by 2 or 3. It depends. I think hopefully there's some breathing room. Yeah, DeSantis was he had to wear boots or whatever. The best system Democrats have is paying TikTokers to support Kamala. Yeah, they're paying a lot of influencers, man. Well, for them, they have a massive young voter base that has a low propensity to vote, so they have to pay them. Yeah, I don't think that helps Harris much, honestly. There's going to have to be a significant amount of time before inflation gets brought back. It's not like it happens overnight. So even if that does happen, the Fed cuts, I don't think it's going to change much. Maricopa, oh God, not that county. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. I mean, probably Paul. He's a lot younger. It's a weird fight, man. I have people in Florida telling me DeSantis polls. Yeah, I'm sure he does in Florida. He's got very good approval. Is being under 6 foot a death sentence for politics? It's going to be hard to come back from that. I mean, you could be like 5'11", but if you are legitimately like 5'9", or it's not good. For I mean, listen, I guess it's anecdotal, but people want to see like a strong leader, you know. It is crazy how tall Barron Trump already is, man. Do you think Trump brings alleged innocent people to the debate? Well, like he did with Bill Clinton, yeah. Possibly like the marijuana stuff you're saying with Kamala. I mean, I guess I could see it. There's already stories about that, how somebody got locked up under her watch that was innocent. I mean, you could do that. That could be a play, I guess. I mean, it would work for Trump, but it was a lot more of a serious thing, I think, with Bill Clinton. Youngkin should be on the stage. Yeah, Youngkin should be. Depends. Youngkin might be just. He might be a little bit too nice. I don't know. Bashir is weak. Well, he's not. He already said he's not doing it. It's going to be Shapiro. If Kamala came out as pro-Palestine, I no, it would not benefit for her. I don't think so. That's a fringe left that likes that. Yeah, but it's height for women is different. Barron should go into. I mean, come on, guys. The kid's like 18. Who knows what he's gonna do? I mean, I guess he could go in, but if he's 18, I don't think it's a guarantee he's gonna go into politics. Shapiro will still have to deal with anti-Israel vote if he's the BVP. I know, but I don't know if it's really that much. I don't know if that's going to play a ton into it. I don't think Trump Shapiro voters will pick Shapiro over Trump. Yeah, no, I don't think either. You always pick that. You always pick the head honcho. Trump's obviously going to have way more power than Shapiro. If they like both Trump and Shapiro or voted for both, they're going to go side with Trump for sure in a general. But it just depends on a number of factors, including how many people go out to vote for Trump. Normally, Trump draws very well. But also Shapiro, like, he just balances the ticket better for them with just normal independent people. Minnesota might flip red. I think it's unlikely, man. Bush was 6'2". I mean, they're all tall. All the presidents are tall. Yeah, Ronald Reagan was pretty tall. Yeah. Shapiro is a Jew that will cost Michigan and Wisconsin. I don't think that would cost it. I think she's probably going to lose those states though. Shapiro makes Michigan easier on Trump. Possibly. I mean, they're trying to go for the Rust Belt appeal in general, but definitely Pennsylvania, because Pennsylvania is the most important state in the election. I don't think the VP is going to be a ton. Josh Shapiro versus Ben Shapiro, the brothers. Did you see Trump at the Black Journalist panel? Trump needs to speak more directly on the issues. No, I agree with you, but that was a hit job. You really can't entertain that. I mean, that was really bad, the first question. You're 5'10"? Yeah, I'm like 5'10" and a half, honestly. I'm from Pennsylvania, and if Kamala picks Shapiro, PA is going blue. This is a blue state. People here want to be. No, I appreciate that. I do appreciate you saying that, and that wouldn't surprise me at all. That's why I said Kamala should pick Shapiro, or that's really the Democratic establishment doing that. Pennsylvania, yeah, I know they do. He's got like a 60% approval. I mean, it's going to go down because it's going to be a national election, and he's going to get a bunch of stuff dug up about him, so it'll go down, but the question is how much. Criticism isn't a hit job. Dude, that was 5 straight questions that started off where you can't even answer all of them. Come on, dude, that's crap. You really think the hype for Kamala is real? No, I don't think it's real. Saw on MSNBC they were arguing if Trump won, we'd have a recession or maybe a depression. Well, they're just making stuff up. Of course they're going to say that, MSNBC. Yes, Trump can still definitely win by losing Pennsylvania. You are right on that. Trump needs to win North Carolina, and I think he's going to. If he has such a high approval, then why is Trump ahead in Pennsylvania? I mean, he hasn't been announced yet. We're going to have to see more polls to see if there's an effect. Does Stein and Kennedy take enough votes away from Harris? It depends what state it is, but honestly, I don't think so. These third parties are getting less and less. Plus, we don't know if Harris actually will help Trump a ton. Yeah, the hype's going to die down. I would say I mean, the problem is the DNC is coming up, so. But it should die down within the next few weeks, and then the DNC happens. Do you think the assassination attempt was an inside job? Yeah, it was really bad, dude. It was real bad. I mean, I can't 1000% say it, but you know how it is. They're never going to come out with actual facts on that anyways. The FBI's already lied like 7 times at this point, I think. Every time they talk or have a hearing, they lie. And it's blatantly obvious. It's just proven. Yeah, he does need to maintain Arizona, Nevada. Do you think that Kennedy could win New Hampshire? No, man. I saw polls. He was only at like. I mean, I know there's a lot of independent people there, but I don't think so, actually. Will we go into a recession soon? Well, they'll just change the definition, unfortunately. Yeah, Kennedy's not going to win New Hampshire. I would like to see it. It would probably help Trump, honestly. But people think Trump can win New Hampshire, too. You're 21 and 5'4". You're cooked, man. Should I vote for Kennedy to help stop Democrats? What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? Why would you? I mean, if you're trying to stop the Democrats, I'd vote for Trump, obviously. Sunbelt is just as critical as the Rust Belts. I'm going to have to disagree. Do you think they will come out more with more info on the shooting after Harris wins, like they tried to hide the Hunter laptop? I mean, yeah, that could be a thing. I mean, it'll all come out at some point. Well, actually, I don't know if it'll all come out. Look at what happened. Well, now we've got social media, so I think more information is going to be released than the JFK type stuff. Kamala's going to debate Trump on September 10th, I believe. All right, guys, I'm going to get off for the night. I'll do some more videos tomorrow. Do you think Virginia can flip red? Well, yeah, I do, but it just... I'd say like maybe a 35-40% chance. All over my X and TikTok For You page despite not... What, the Kamala stuff? That's, yeah, of course. Yeah, Bracketology 1.0. Huh. Has anyone done a Bracketology 1.0? Probably Joe Lenardi. Nobody has changed the definition of recession. No, they actually did change it when it came out that we were in a recession under Biden. It was a big story within the Merriam-Webster dictionary. It got called out. All right, guys, I'll see you. I'm not going to be building the Legos on stream. That's going to be a very boring stream, I think, man. Do you think Republicans will ever win D.C.? If the population would have to be about 10 people, and then maybe they'll win it. All right, RB, I'll see you, man.